Why was art used as a weapon in the Cold War? Imagine a world where paintbrushes and posters are just as powerful as missiles and tanks. During the Cold War, art became a tool to influence minds and shape nations. The Cold War was not only about military strength and political battles but also about winning hearts and minds. Both the United States and the Soviet Union understood that controlling culture could sway opinions far beyond what guns could do. Art could communicate ideas quickly and emotionally, making complex messages easy to understand and remember. In the Soviet Union, propaganda posters were everywhere. They used bold colors and striking images to send messages about peace, strength, and the dangers of capitalism. For example, artists often depicted the United States as a land where freedom was just an illusion. They showed the Statue of Liberty with a padlock on her mouth to suggest that American freedoms were controlled by money and power. Smaller scenes around these images might show racial violence or police cracking down on protesters. These images aimed to convince viewers that life under capitalism was corrupt and unfair. Meanwhile, the Soviets promoted their own society as peaceful and progressive, even as they built up their military. This was part of their peace campaign, meant to reassure their citizens and attract support from other countries, especially in Europe. On the other side, the United States used art to counter Soviet influence. The government and agencies like the Central Intelligence Agency supported exhibitions of American modern art around the world. They showcased jazz music, abstract paintings, and other cultural products as symbols of freedom and creativity. The goal was to show that America was not just a military superpower but also a leader in arts and ideas. Museums, magazines, and international festivals became stages for this cultural rivalry. By highlighting the vibrancy of American arts, officials hoped to win over intellectuals and ordinary people who might otherwise be drawn to communism. Both nations also used art to influence their own populations. In the Soviet Union, posters and newspapers reminded citizens that their loyalty and hard work were necessary to defend the motherland from Western threats. In the United States, movies, music, and advertisements celebrated the American way of life, contrasting it with the bleakness behind the Iron Curtain. This cultural battle was about more than politics. It was about defining what it meant to be modern, free, and successful in the atomic age. From a 1950s nostalgia view, this era feels like a time when art was woven into everyday life. Posters on city streets, music on the radio, and movies in theaters all told a story about which system, communism or capitalism, could offer a better future. These cultural products are remembered as symbols of hope, pride, or even humor, depending on which side of the Iron Curtain you lived on. The bold graphics, catchy slogans, and dramatic images from that time still evoke strong feelings and memories. This was a period when art was more than just decoration. It was a weapon in the larger fight for influence and identity during the Cold War.